Almost 10 years ago, back in 2015, something quite interesting happened with Kingdom Hearts. A cancelled project surfaced that apparently went under the name of Kingdom Hearts Fragmented Keys. Kingdom Hearts doesn't really have a history of cancelled game projects that are within the public eye, so this caught the attention of many, but also because this wasn't to be developed by Square Enix, but rather Disney themselves. Of course, as we know, this wouldn't be the first time that Disney have attempted to make their own iteration of Kingdom Hearts, as years prior they came out with a mobile phone title known as Kingdom Hearts VCast, completely separate to Square Enix, and unrelated to the Kingdom Hearts canon. The earliest point in development that we're aware of for Fragmented Keys is 2011, with the project being shelved in 2013. This game was described as being an online RPG for iOS and Android. Now, the known development timeline that we have of Fragmented Keys is coming from Philip Cruden's LinkedIn history. He was the director of Go for Launch Productions, which this company was outsourced by Disney to assist with designs and concept arts for this game. The thing is, in 2013, Square Enix launched their very first online Kingdom Hearts game for PC browsers, exclusive to Japan. This was Kingdom Hearts Key. And around the time of information starting to surface about Fragmented Keys in 2015, Square Enix were gearing up to release a Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, an online mobile game for iOS and Android. So the theory as to why Fragmented Keys was cancelled was because Square Enix were essentially creating their own version of the exact same thing at the time. It would be insanely confusing to have two mobile online Kingdom Hearts games that release close to one another, where one's canon and one isn't. Details on this game are pretty slim, though there are some descriptions that were provided by Go for Launch around the time, describing that traveling through a Grand Central-like station, our heroes could visit any Disney world of their choosing and join forces with the heroes of those worlds to defeat their enemies. The concept was simple: bring the beloved Kingdom Hearts characters into the iconic worlds of Disney. The characters of Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Lilo and Stitch, Star Wars, Tron, Tangled, and more were all to do battle with Kingdom Hearts heroes against epic foes. On this project, we reimagined the classic Disney worlds as gameplay battle arenas and worked with the game designers to create fun and challenging gameplay scenarios. Pretty basic stuff, but from all of the material that we have, this certainly comes across as being incredibly reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. Now, where exactly did most of the material of this game surface? There are so many claims that Fragmented Keys is fake, and you kinda can't blame people. When you come across some of the stuff that did pop up in 2015, you sort of think to yourself, this kind of looks like something that some person threw together in MMD or in a model viewer and then just simply slapped it up against an already existing concept art. But I can absolutely confirm to you that every single concept art of Fragmented Keys is very real. All of the material in fact surfaced through Go for Launch's website. At the time of them operating, they had this habit of posting their work before the actual project had launched. When I say that there is a crazy amount of concept arts for this game, I truly do mean it. They showed off concepts for 11 different worlds that was supposedly proposed for this game. And just as Philip Cruden describes in his LinkedIn history, the company were responsible for world background sets along with character designs. They created concepts for Aladdin, Alice in Wonderland, Frozen, Lilo and Stitch, Peter Pan, Snow White, Star Wars, Tangled, Tron, Wreck-It Ralph, and a completely new original world, Newtown, which seems to take a lot of inspiration from Radiant Garden. Hearing about Frozen and Tangled in Kingdom Hearts was quite exciting because at the time, these were Disney properties that had yet to appear in a Kingdom Hearts game. Also, Fragmented Keys surfaced in early 2015 before E3 in June of that year, where we got an update on Kingdom Hearts 3 to confirm that Tangled was to be a world in that game. And word on Wreck-It Ralph, and especially Star Wars, considering that Disney had only just acquired the IP back back in October of 2012 had for some people in the community been the stuff of dreams to get into a Kingdom Hearts game. Even Lilo and Stitch was really exciting, as we can clearly see from the concepts, this world was going to take place mainly in Hawaii, which is what we always wanted from a Lilo and Stitch world, rather than what we got in Deep Space for Birth by Sleep. A new original world, New Town, was supposed to be the game's primary hub world. The castle is clearly inspired by the same castle that appears in Radiant Garden, even in this concept art. That is quite literally the fountain courtyard area on the outskirts of the city. But this concept art here kind of shows us the layout of like the main town shopping space with the armor shop, the weapon shop, the potion shop, gem shop, general store, and enchantment area. We have 3 different design versions of the Twilight Town Game Central Station. Now we know that Game Central Station is a location from Wreck-It Ralph, but I think what they mean by this is supposed to be the location that the player would use to travel to different worlds as described from the Go for Launch description. But all 3 of these designs are total redesigns of the already existing station from Twilight Town. Go for Launch even created a concept of Destiny Island, which is a total redesign of the front portion of the island. You can see that there's a lot more wooden platforms, and look, even a bridge over the small little pond at the back. There's even a few concepts of Traverse Town as well, and again, sticking with the theme of redesign, even with this concept that melds a portion of Agrabah into Traverse Town. Interesting. We also have the Organization of Darkness Tower and Organization of Light Tower. So I wonder for in the game if there was going to be a faction system for the players where you could choose if you wanted to join up with the Organization of Darkness or Organization of Light. Now one thing that you've probably noticed with these concept arts looking at the background sets for the worlds is that they're designed on a 2D plane in mind. And that would be correct. It appears that this game was going to work again, very similar to Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key Union Cross, where the game would be a side-scrolling experience. But different to Unchained Key, Fragmented Keys was going to actually have 3D sets. So technically, this game would be 2.5D. Now here's something that you've probably never seen before. I managed to uncover another studio that was assisting with the development of this project that goes under the name of Tri-Labyrinth. It would seem that these guys were responsible for taking those background sets created from Go for Launch Productions and turning them into 3D environments. Now unfortunately, we can't see the enlarged HD versions of these images, as I had to use the Wayback Machine to access their website to take a look at these concepts, and a lot of the work in progress images unfortunately don't load when using Wayback, so there's very likely still some never before seen stuff to do with this project that unfortunately can't be viewed now. We can see some work in progress images of those Agrabah environment sets in 3D. Tri-Labyrinth already had an established relationship with Disney Interactive, as during the time they were also working on some designs for Epic Mickey along with a Star Wars project that I believe never saw the light of day. I even managed to uncover some additional concepts of New Town that were clearly taken from Go for Launch that existed on Tri-Labyrinth's website. Here we can see a reference concept of asking the designers to pay attention to the roof design of Geppetto's house. I actually wonder if New Town was proposed to be this idea of melding a lot of the original Kingdom Hearts hub worlds into one overarching world. Go for Launch's website, using the Wayback Machine, also contains some heads-up display assets for different buttons, mainly Keyblade buttons and character buttons, along with a character portrait art and 2 Keyblades. Now one thing that still remains a mystery to do with this project is this image right here. That's supposed to be the launch screen of the game, showing us the name of the game and the logo. After doing hours of research, I still cannot figure out where this came from. This is one of the main leading factors as to why people thought that this project was fake. Aside from some other stuff, like how some of the Square Enix Kingdom Hearts character renders are used on the concept arts, and this image right here, yeah, this looks like completely fake, like an actual MMD mock-up. But for the life of me, I cannot validate that this image is actually real. which would mean that we don't actually know if this project truly was called Kingdom Hearts Fragmented Keys. I'm sure that there is a source out there somewhere. I'm sure that someone that closely followed this project during the time will have some idea as to where this stemmed from, possibly an old Disney interactive site out there somewhere. However, if this is real, it would sort of suggest that a build of the game at one point or another did exist. Because aside from some 3D sets and a lot of mock-ups and concept arts, we have no idea how far through development this game got. Now here's the thing, both Square Enix and even Disney, as far as I'm aware, have never actually acknowledged the existence of Fragmented Keys. We know that Square Enix have acknowledged Kingdom Hearts VCast's existence a couple of times over the years, but never Fragmented Keys. However, this project is a complete mystery. It's very unusual for a Kingdom Hearts game to receive a ton of material and then gets cancelled. I'm sure that there are probably a handful of cancelled Kingdom Hearts projects that the public simply doesn't know about that was cancelled internally before it could even get to that point. But Fragmented Keys here is the one and only. Aside from that Kingdom Hearts TV show that was supposed to be a thing back in the early 2000s, this game was clearly leaning way too close into what Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key was trying to do, and I believe that is probably the ultimate reason that led this game to being shelved. Also, around 2013, Disney Interactive weren't doing so good, and in 2016, this sector of Disney shut down for good. This led to the cancellation of a ton of projects that were in the pipeline. So because this year marks a decade since this mysterious Kingdom Hearts project popped up, I wanted to take a trip down memory lane and resurface this to bring this back into people's minds, and also inform those who were completely unaware about this. If you do have any further information about this Kingdom Hearts project, I'd absolutely love to know. Leave it in the comment section down below, or get in contact with me over on Twitter. There you'll find my business email. You can shoot me an email through if you have any other extra knowledge. However guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Slap that like button, it helps me out a bunch, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A massive thank yous to my wonderful patrons. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. I hope each and every one of you are having a fantastic day, and we'll talk again real soon.